Fellas, I think we all could agree this is a pretty big time for Shiba Inu. So if you guys are new, let's get right into it and break down everything that's been going on. So if you guys haven't really been following this, what's currently happening right now with Shib is that it's basically fighting a little battle here above 0.000008. Now, this price has been sought after by the Shib army for a long time here. And as you guys can see, man, getting to actually maintain this, and when you zoom out and really look at the big picture here, man, it has been such a long time. I mean, literally, there's a span here of several weeks where, unfortunately, we weren't even remotely close to where we are now. And, this really does, again, when you look at the big picture, show how much of an improvement we've made here recently. Now, the question is, how much of these gains will be maintained, and where do we head for the future? Now, the idea here that a lot of analysts had made is that this was going to, at some point, hit 0.00001, and that obviously would send us into a new decimal place. That would be a huge, really entry into a completely different ballpark right now for Shib, and take us out of these minuscule, minute-seeming values, and really equate Shib with something a little bit more real, because if it does get to the 4 decimal places, then it would officially be 1/100th of a cent as opposed to 1,000th of a cent. It's a pretty big difference. So the idea here is that over time, this is going to move with Bitcoin and Ethereum in some way, and we never really knew exactly how until sort of recently. So right now, obviously, Shib here is down in the short term. When we look at Ethereum, it is also down here on the day here, down about 1.5%. Nothing major, but a slightly mediocre day in comparison. Now, the question is, when does Ethereum and Shib lift off? And really, in order for that to happen, it's got to be Bitcoin, man. And Bitcoin here is about at a break-even day here at almost $49,000. Now, I think we all can agree that you guys are watching this video here. The number one thing that Bitcoin needs to do is cross 50,000. Once Bitcoin crosses 50,000, I think this is going to be a monumental shift in the future of Ethereum, Shib, and tons of other cryptos out there, because in the end, Bitcoin is still driving it, man. It's still driving the industry, and that really is what matters. So the idea here, at least in my view, is that Bitcoin, once it passes 50,000, will take Ethereum and Shib into a completely different stratosphere. Now, the idea, of course, is that Ethereum really affects Shib from my, sort of experiences in the short term. Ethereum is more of a short-term modification. So if Ethereum is having a down day, then Shib is probably going to have a down day, and as are a ton of other ERC20 tokens out there. But more importantly than that, Bitcoin sort of sets up the long-term trend for Ethereum. And again, when you look at the 1 month, Bitcoin and Ethereum have a very similar 1 month graph. And obviously, if you were to switch over to Shiba Inu and you guys take a look at the 1 month graph as well, you guys could see a very similar display here. So from my knowledge here, I would believe that as Bitcoin crosses 50,000, Ethereum will be catapulted at least, I would say, to 3,500. That's, in a conservative estimate. But to be honest with you, I could see Ethereum really changing in the near future and really maintaining a support line of 3,500. And that's pretty big news if you guys are invested in Ethereum, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are, including myself. So that would be pretty big stuff. And more importantly, if you guys are interested in Shiba Inu, of course, which is probably why you're on my channel, Shiba Inu definitely could finally see advancement here into the next decimal place, because we saw this really nice surge here again from early August here up until around now, where Shib was able to go from really the mid-6s up until, at a certain point, the mid-9s. And again, you guys could see in the short term, it lost a little bit of those gains, which I've covered on the channel recently. It lost a little bit of that, but that's understandable because, again, we saw a consolidation, and like I said in my last video, after this consolidation, we watched it hurdle back up here and sort of level off once again here in the low 8s. So this period of consolidation, again, like I made in my prediction, did lead to a bit of a breakout, and you guys see it goes from 7.8 all the way up to 8.5. So definitely a pretty big difference, or at least a 10% increase. And then we saw that, of course, over the past 24 hours or so here. And then after that, we're kind of wondering, okay, where does this go? And I think that right now, Bitcoin is in kind of an important position, because if Bitcoin within the next 72-ish hours hours, I would guess, is able to pass 50,000 and stay and maintain itself past 50,000, that would be pretty big news. And if it's not, I think we could definitely lose a little bit of steam we've gotten recently with Shib and Ethereum and all of that. So it is my personal goal to watch that happen for Bitcoin and to watch these tokens move accordingly. When we take a look at the relative strength index, you guys can see right now it's looking near the bottom, which is good, because if that is the case, then as this continues to hurtle down, let's say it goes down just to around 8, it would reach the bottom of the RSI and then hopefully snap back in some form or fashion, which obviously we don't have any knowledge of right now, but hopefully we could watch it snap back here and hurtle back up and perhaps chart some candles here to around 9. That would be my guess, maybe 875 if you wanted a more conservative estimate. But the idea here, at least, is that we're getting a vague line of support here at least 7.5 in the long term. And then, obviously, if you want to look at more of a short-term value, you guys see we're getting a line of support here at a little over 7.8. And that's really a safe guess for the short term here. Obviously, lines of support don't really work well over like a 24-hour or 48-hour period for the most part. You can do them, but, sometimes I really like to take a look at the 2 or 3 week line and kind of get a better gauge of what's going on. Speaking of getting a better gauge on what's going on, if you guys want to get a better gauge on your finances, Webull, link down below in the description, guys. It is so easy to make an account. I'm sure a lot of you guys have Binance and a lot of other platforms, Robinhood perhaps already, but Webull, guys, it's so easy. It takes like 5 minutes. Link down below in the description, and you get like $20 in free stocks, man. We both get $20 free stocks roughly. So who can't love that, man? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. In full disclosure, I'm just a fellow with an opinion. But if you guys want to make a little bit of money, Webull, link down below in the description. But in other news, fellas, I do believe that this is going to be a very nice future here for Shib. Again, Bitcoin really does need to eventually make this cross. I think the sooner the better. But obviously, we want to watch it cross 50,000 without any overwhelming level of volatility. And you guys can see here over the past couple of weeks, really, it's been kind of holding here at least 45. So it's had a long time to sort of gear up. This isn't a overnight kind of process here, but it's had a long time here to sort of gear up. And, when it comes to Bitcoin, obviously, it is really the driver of the whole market. When you look at other prices, obviously, just about everything here is either at a break even or mildly in the red, just because in general Bitcoin really needs to sort of make this $50,000 cross. That's a lot closer to where a lot of people initially sort of bought in, and that would obviously help I think just about every crypto in the long term. So that's my personal belief with Bitcoin right now. But if you guys are new, I hope you all have enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Where do you see this happening in a week? Where do you see this moving? Do you see Bitcoin crossing 50,000 in a week from now? Definitely let me know, guys. I'm really curious as to what you guys believe down below in the comments. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. My name has been Matt, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.